Hello, and welcome back to the stream. Last stream, all of our friends died, and we found out that Marquis wasn't actually Marquis, but was Sid. Fantastic. And now we have to go and find the Enterprise and help Captain Picard, I don't know, get back to Earth or something stupid like that. That's what we're gonna be doing. Kinda, sorta. Hang on. Team scene. Pull this up. Pause that. Pull it up again. There we go. Now, unlike last time, I didn't do any power leveling, as you can see from my classes. Although I did power level Scholar, because power leveling this class was fun. Now we have a bunch of quests we need to do. Oh well. It's experience. It's definitely, it definitely doesn't take a very long time and drag out the length of the stream whatsoever. 9. Neen? Why, hello, good sir, what's that? An airship, you say? I have to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of House 4 Tom does. For if they did, I would definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will become of young Lord Francel. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Halionart have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. Oh, poor dude. Whee. I have to go. Man, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do all of these side quests first that are up here. And then I'll go down there. I can't wait until I unlock Astrologian. I have to slowly walk up this path. That's always a fun quest line. And by fun quest line, I actually mean it's extremely annoying. But you're a healer. What are you supposed to do? You can't just blindly rush in, unlike a tank. A worm-eaten almanac. Bird. Bird. I require your assistance. Go, bird. Slaughter my enemies. Something winged this way comes. Kill the dragonfly. Get a book. All easy peasy like. And what is in the book? Give me the book. Fantastic. Oh, well, there's a bot problem again. Fantastic. Alright, to the next area. Not next area, the next side quest. We have to... Fool and his life are soon parted. You know what, I think I'm gonna go this one first, because this one brings me down there. I like how all of the beast tribes actually live in the zone where they're causing problems, except for the Ixal. They live in Kurthus. And they don't really do anything to the Ishgardians. They just kind of ignore them. Yes, yes, I know you're very angry, but, I'll fight you. Gargamel. A ferocious fiend named Gargamel, rumored to have devoured 12 sick orphans being carried to the Warm Wine Sanatorium for treatment, has been spotted hiding in an ice cave known as the Ogre's Belly. Put a blade through its black heart before it can claim any more innocent victims. Okay, game. Dang it. Doo-doo-doo. Dodge all the AoEs, make sure my bird doesn't just die on me. Make sure I don't die on me. Yeah, that might be a good idea, Greed. Speed boost! Yeah, I got your attention now, don't I? Oh. Dot him up. How much does the dot even do? Arrow deals wind damage with a potency of 50. So 500 extra potency. So what? 2 stones and a half? Nice. Doo-doo-doo. Almost there. Lucid, keep my mana high. Thank you, Random Dragoon, for helping. You have speed up this battle by, like, 20 seconds. Fantastic. Although I'm not exactly sure why you're down here with one of the Heavensward bird mounts knight's effects. Caracol blood, the crimson blood of a recently slain caracol. For some unknown reason, the humors will not coagulate. The humors never coagulate in this game. Gorgotor. Eh. Alright, bird. Fantastic. Go to witch drop and search the gorge floor. Okay. Seems easy enough. I'll never understand why there's a droop here. Also, void scent. Not exactly sure why void scent are down here. At the same time, I'm not exactly sure why there are void scent up here, so. Snow mound. Let's see what's in this mound of snow. I'm too far away, apparently. Just search up. Ah, skeleton soldier. Okay. Okay, so apparently, in order to search a pile of snow, you have to be, like, right next to the pile of snow. Which is weird, because not all searchables have you be that close to the others. Like there are some searchables that would have you, like, interact, like, from here. I don't know. It seems to be just a little bit inconsistent, in my opinion. Doo-doo-doo. Haunted bones. Goodbye, Skeletor. Done. Very tiny snow mound. Let's see what's in this one. Hey, it's another bead. A bigger snow mound. Oh, is it gonna be another skeleton? This one's huge. That's just... I think the last one has to be a bead, because there were 4 beads. Yo, what's cracking, guy? I'm sorry, what? Only 3 beads? But I thought there were 4 beads. Oh well. How'd you get down here? That's how you got down here. You braved the void scent. You absolute madman. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it took you a while to realize that I was there. Sometimes the AI in this game is like super aggressive. Sometimes it takes like a good 1, maybe 2 seconds for them to realize they're supposed to be trying to kill you. Quests to complete though, fantastic. Excuse me. I gotta go upstairs, because that's where the quest completions for here are. Julene. Adventurer, did you find what my heart seeks? I found only 3 of the 4. A crystal rosary, carved from elementally aspected crystals by noble-born Julene of Ishgard. Here you go. There they are. How strange to see them again after all that has passed. Thank you for finding so many. I thought mayhap that there would be one missing. But Tignan has it, I believe, and so this rosary binds us together. Oh. Big sad. Was he an unbeliever? His face was not the conflagration that other men set to the house of their heart. Yet, I do not know, and never shall. I sought to mislay all memory of him, but he was my great friend as well as my betrothed. A lady of Ishgard does not deny a friend, even if the ways of the world would have us deny our own fathers and husbands, and so I shall never forget Matignit. Aww. How tragic. You see, I would wear this, but my hat gives a bunch of stats as well. Medul? Thank the Fury, you're safe. I thought my revenge had been the death of you, but you say it's the monster that's dead. Thank you, kind boy. Here you go, a mithril rosary, a standard rosary carried by followers of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church in the Holy See. And would you look at that? You found his rosary, as bright as the day his father put it around his neck. They say mithril never loses its luster. Not like life, eh? Fall to a dragon, go to heaven. Fall to aught else, who gives 2 hells. That's the Ishgard way. He was a scout, and a good one, I'm told, but he died a fool's death, and fools deserve no justice. They found him and left his things where they lay. Left him where he lay. His own comrades. But you didn't, did you? You picked this up and brought it to me. A good heart and a noble soul to keep your promise and do a kind thing unbidden. You are the justice I sought, adventurer, and now I may live out my days in peace. Yay! Water bottle. Why? Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Give the almanac to you, Genois. Here you go. Here is the almanac. You have some dark news. It is writ large upon your aspect. Come, speak. Yeah, everyone died. This tome. It is notorious, forbidden by the Holy See, of course, and a frequent trophy in the Inquisitor's raids on unbelievers. If you found this in the Seal Vigil, it can only mean that the unbelievers infest the ruins. They must have been tasked by the Dravanians to keep watch and thwart any attempts to rebuild the Vigil. Traitorous to their blood! I would that they had but one black heart, my sword would pierce its rotten crown forever, rid us of their kind. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. The tank jewel. I gotta do tanking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna quickly make a detour to Ul'dah to complete this quest. And then after I do this quest, I then have to go to Blue Fog. And then I have to realize that me putting off the Aetherites to Blue Fog has finally come to bite me in the ass. Because out of all this time, I still haven't done the Aetherite connecting to Blue Fog. Sapphire, wee. Alright, Sintgot. What do you have for me? Welcome, welcome, what my discerning. I'm not here to buy. Then might I suggest you browse quietly? I am quite busy. I doubt you, good sir. Doubt. Hey, what kind of scheme do you think you're running here? From Edwin and Curthis. Oh dear. My friend, may I call you that? Oh, well then, brother, there's a problem with the ceruleum, and if you think Edwin is vexed, you have no idea how difficult this is for me. Boreskin breeches, Boreskin subligar. I'll tank the tank stats. Syngot. Hold for customer support. Oh, hey, amethyst. Peridot, Goshenite. Item comparison. Ethereal aquamarine, Peridot. Mind 4, critical hit 5. Mind 4, piety 5 with a materia slot. I think I'll go with the amethyst. Caught between a rock and a tight place, the middleman will always produce a pot of grease. Find out what Syngard has in mind. Angry about the ceruleum order being late, is he? Friend, pardon me, brother, I understand his situation. I really do, and I would ship the stuff to him if I had any. The fact is, it's been a mighty struggle for many moons to procure processed ceruleum from Amiga and Sons, and now they've entirely ceased doing business with most vendors. It's a hard life being the middleman, my dear man. We pay for the sins of producers like Amagina, and what do we get from them in turn? Not so much as a how do you do. Edwin's quarrel is with them, not me. Just, do you not know the concern has the exclusive right to mine ceruleum in northern Thanalan? They can do whatever they want. You can always try them directly. Go talk to Papa Wazoo at Camp Bluefog. Although I warn you, he's a smug little toad. Gone to pieces. Ah, that's right, the desynthesis. Thanalan. Blackbrush, because I haven't discovered northern Thanalan. Whee! So now I have to actually just walk there. Well, I say walk, but I'm running on a chocobo. Oh well. A brass blade. How you doing, Sir Brass Blade? You wanna know what the best part about these quest lines are? That I can search up what the quests need me to do beforehand, grind all the way to level 50, getting all of those materials, and I can just complete the quest line there. Yeah. Aetherite. I am attuned. A kid Dragora. It's the same size as the normal Mandragoras. Papa Wazoo, how you doing? And who are you? Adventurer. No, I don't remember ordering any, and I would remember something like that, seeing as I'm the employee of the moon for the 9th time. Thank you. Shush now, I'm listening to the scruffy man. An inquiry about the processed ceruleum shipment from Sintogan Ulda. Interesting. Give me the amethyst. You have some explaining to do. Thieves and robbers. Ethereal Electrite, Vitality 3, Vitality 4, Mind 3, Mind 4, Critical Hit 2, Piety 5. That just seems like a straight upgrade. But amethyst. My dexterity. When ceruleum is thin on the ground, plots grow thick. None other than Papa Wazoo, the 9-time employee of the moon, wishes to consort with you. So we may have a shared problem here. As unlikely as that sounds, we would love to ship ceruleum. But there's far too little of it coming out of the plant. I suspect thievery. A little skimming off the top. Furthermore, I suspect the porters is just going to keep an eye. We don't want trouble with the labor confraternities, you know. But you are welcome to doubt and question them. And I use one problem to solve another. Brilliant. Yeah. Oh, you're so smart. Pointing me in the direction I'd have to go anyway. A spirited porter. How you doing? Bless me and I'll thaw that there be no creatures creature features today. Your name be praised. I don't get paid enough for this. Doubt. Yeah. What do you think you're doing stealing ceruleum? Stealing ceruleum? 1, I'll punch you in the face for impugning my reputation. 2, you think I'd still be here with my arse out in the wind if I'd made off with that kind of loot? We're doing honest work out here with all manner of nasties just yalms away. You doubt my words, go check the ceruleum in those barrels. Ain't nothing missing from what's in the books. Oh yeah, nothing missing. Why is that processed ceruleum? Well, why is there super angry mist? Ceruleum goblins, that's why. Shatter, nah. That reminds me, if you're playing like Dungeons and Dragons, the floor is definitely something you can target for the spell shatter. And now the floor is broken, and now the DM is confused. Especially if they had like a melee encounter and you made it to where the enemies are on one side but they can't get to another side, not even with a long jump, and they don't have any ranged weapons, so now they're just stuck there while you pelt at them with like spells and arrows. Okay, last one, process ceruleum. Let's see what's in this batch. Let me guess, more ceruleum goblins. Yep. Shatter! Appears to just be a damaging AoE. Doo-doo-doo. I did the thing! Eat man, you can't outright kill an Imperial on an empty belly now. Spirited Porter. Goblins? Drinking ceruleum? Now I have seen everything. Well, I guess they don't need to get me a champion from the confraternity. That's a relief. But we'll have to make an extra trip to the plant to make up for what those cursed toppers put down the hatch. Yeah. Good sir. Well, not good sir, you're a Lalafell, but I figured out what was going on. There were goblins. Interesting. Goblins. No, I definitely didn't order any. We do sometimes, though, for business reasons. Everybody does it. Shush, you can stop talking now. So, I'll have to hire guards for that whole area and... Oh, an idea! Raise the price and call it a special security surcharge. Ooh, little piece of... Papawazu, the ceruleum must flow. Paparazzi would offer you another commission and a chance to admire him if the mood strikes you. Anyway, the ceruleum must flow. No more delays in shipping. Another brilliant coup by Papawazu. Oh, is that a feather? For my cap? Why, thank you very much. So, you can tell Sindro that his shipment will be there in just a few days. Unfortunately, there will be a wee increase in price. Security surcharge, you know. Everybody does it. Sure they do. But while that's happening, I'm gonna go quickly attune to that one as well. And get the Chocobo Keep. Yay! Very well. Will I finally be able to get Holy? Holy's a fun spell. I'm gonna put Cure 3 up there. That was a weird spell. Oh, that's right. I'm also gonna get Medica 2 on level up, aren't I? No, that's level 50. Of course it is. Why does it take so long to get my regen spell? My regen AoE. Didn't take that long for Scholar to get Sucker. Oh, that was like at like level 45. I call shenanigans. Okay, cerulean processing plant. Yes, yes, very good. Whee! It is cloudy at blue fog, really now. Anilan. Back to Ulda. Whee! Turn around, Aethernet, Sapphire. Oh, wait. Excuse me. Talk to the Rogaden, soon to go. Welcome, welcome! What am I discerning? Oh, it's you, brother. Talk to Papa Azu. Really? He said a matter of days. So, my dear man, you're telling me they're shipping what's owed me, but charging more for it. I wish Amagina and all his sons the joy of my gill. I hope it gives them gout. I do appreciate you sorting this out, and with that puttock Papawazu no less. A discerning middleman such as myself will certainly remember you for future commissions. Let's see. A Tale of Three Cities. A middleman is the pepper of commerce, useless alone, excellent in moderation, pernicious in excess. Whichever one Syntago happens to be, he has a task that may interest you. Thanks to you, I'll be able to make my ceruleum shipment to Kurthus. That's a load off my mind. A middleman has not but his name, you know. Head back to Camp Dragonhead, I assume. Tell Edwin to start laying out his vats, for that's how soon he'll have his ceruleum. You won't take my word for it, though, since Papa Wazoo's made a liar of me by tarrying while goblins drank my shipment. Take this to Edwin as a token of my apology, and don't you sample any. Deliver the cherry brand wine. Kurthus. Tale of Three City. Deliver the cherry brand wine to Edwin. Cherry brand wine. Is there actually a cherry wine? I wouldn't mind trying that. Even though I hate alcohol, I love cherries. Edwin? Back, are you? Took your time, too. Well, that means something good for my ceruleum. Here, have some... This particular brand wine has been aged in cherrywood... Aww. Giving it a sweet aroma and a deep amber hue. Well, now, that is good news. And what's this, a gift from that tight-fisted Sintog? And a handsome one it is. I'll have to forgive the wretch. The fury smite me if I lie. Quite a tangled skein you unwound there, and well loosed too. Thank you for your trouble, and just you see, those ballistas will save your hide someday. Sure they will. Because dragons totally attack this area. Too many enemies. Ooh, tank stuff. Sharp of eyes and broad of smile. Belmont is a hard man to resist when he has a request. And he appears to have one now. Well met, brother in drudgery. I'm a sellsword myself, but I doubt this lot here rates that any higher than adventurers. But I can't complain. I have 3 squares and a clean straw enough to sleep in, even if I moil all day for it. Any road, thought I'd share some of the work with you today. A wagon bound for House Fort Tom broke its wheel shaft on the way, and sent word they'd be half a day late. Ain't showed up yet. They're on the East Road. Those legs of yours won't find it too far. I've got my own donkey work to see to, but we'll have a mug of something when you return. Donkey work. Whee! There's a bunch of side quests in here. Yale. Sebastian versus the ogre. Not all knights are indifferent to the plight of the common folk, and Sir Yale, one such earthbound warrior, wants a word with you. Adventurer, I hear you like a good hunt. The common folk tell me they have lost a good many of their animals to an ogre. Their petitions have come to naught, and so they come to me, and I in turn come to you. We must needs have a decoy for this hunt, but I will not ask the folk to risk more of their livelihood. Let us use my own beloved Sebastian to lure this ogre out into the open. Oh, he is my darling Karakul. A wise knight keeps her own source of wool. Yes, Sebastian has clothed me since I came to this camp and will someday feed me too, no doubt. But today, you will return him to me safe and sound. Bye-bye. little Sebastian, dead is dead. How many ways can a man die? Well, Corentar wishes to speak to you of this and more. A word, adventurer. Houseful Tom has just called a reward on the snow wolves that harass our supply trains. These creatures are the most dangerous when young and starved, and this litter of four is both. I lost 2 good men to these wolves. Had they been knights, the hunting horns would have sounded ere their blood had rusted. I would see you avenge them, and the reward is a fair one. Bring back the hides, and we shall both gain what we seek. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5. Not that way. Which means it's up here. This is the coal lighting one, right? Where I have to go around the place lighting fires. Pretty sure that's what the side quest is. Go, bird, go. Arthuru. Dark and stormy night. Arthuru is eager to ask a service on a cold and windy night. Truth is, I used to be galled when I pulled fire duty, but I've come to thank me lucky stars. In Kurthis, dull and warm beats dull and cold any time. I've no complaints about the warmth, to be certain. We're short-handed here, though, so dim have our lights grown. Just no wonder a patrol mistook the wisps for the stronghold. The north wind blows hard tonight. Will you patrol the braziers and light those that are dark? Brr, listen to that shriek! Sometimes I swear that the very climes have declared war against us. Here, take this bit of live coal to light the braziers with. That's what this quest is. Whee! Ow. Unlit brazier. Smoldering coal, a red hot piece of carbonized wood that can be used to light bonfires. Yay! There's one thing I don't like. You can't do anything while mounted. Actually, you have to click off first. Quiet, you want the knights to hear you. Oh, what are you guys talking about, huh? Doo-doo-doo. There's another one. Ah, here's the last 2. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, easy peasy, like. Coral kitten, I have that. Briggy! And I might as well accept this, seeing that this quest is complete, and I can just run up and claim it. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Du Schnelt, Papa do preach. Du Schnelt would prevail upon a passing adventurer to search for his wayward daughter. That daughter of mine, when she has a mind to do a thing, there's no stopping her. She's gone off to the Weeping Saint alone. I've told her time and again it's not safe with all the unbelievers about. You're one of those fearless, fire-breathing adventurers, aren't you? Normally I'd tell you to stay away from my fine, high-spirited lass, but right now I bid you go in hot pursuit to the Weeping Saint and bring her back safe and sound. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Yep, and there's a bunch of quests I can knock out on the way. Coming to a head, the Dravanian horde has begun surrounding Camp Dragonhead. The knights stationed at the outpost seek aid in driving back the Scalekin, for they do not believe the reinforcements from Ishgard will arrive in time. For a house for Tom! Oh, well isn't that just sad? Nice. Hello, little Sebastian. Here, have a brambleweed rope, a thick, sturdy rope twisted from common brambleweed. Sheep herders often employ the rope in tying up the legs of their stock before sending them to market. Invalid target. Come on, Sebastian. That reminds me, whenever I play Dungeons and Dragons, I inevitably always kidnap a kobold, and I name it Sebastian. And I name it Sebastian before I roll to see if it's a boy or girl. So sometimes I get a female kobold named Sebastian that I train in the barbarian ways. Oh, it's great. Okay, anything else? Food and wagon. Find the wagon dispatched any foes. Nope, nothing else. That quest is just done. Okay. Report to me. Yeah, too many enemies. I think that's what that one was. I have to go slay some puppy dogs, but they're not actually puppy dogs because they're snow wolves. Although they are baby snow wolves. Why the baby snow wolves are a higher level than the adults, I'm not sure. Woo, presence of mind! It's not holy quite, but it'll do. Then you and you. Yeah, gonna try to get me with the nerve sever. I'm afraid you're gonna get me with nothing. Last one. Doot. Do. Okay, that quest down. Now I need to tie up poor Sebastian. Jump. Bound caracal. A young male caracal named Sebastian bound with brambleweed rope. You stay here. Okay, Sebastian. Destination. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. A slavering roar fills your ears. Meh. Do-do. The Mutton Maw Ogre. Sebastian's bonds. I must free Sebastian. Go, Sebastian, go. Be free! You lose Sebastian from his bonds. Leave him be and he will make his own way back. Okay. Goodbye, Sebastian. Oh, that's right. I now have to go this way to save the lady at the wellspring where the chimera is. Or did I already fight the chimera? I know there's like a bigger chimera here. Or is it the Hydra? No, the Hydra is something else. Anyway, I know I have to come here multiple times in order to get the cool class weapons from Heaven's Ward. They're like super cool. You know, like the Artemis bow and stuff like that. Redhorn Ogres. The Weeping Saint. You know, I'm more concerned how you just managed to, like, make your way past the ogres. Dush Snout's daughter, how you doing? My father sent you to fetch me back. My, he must be overstrong. He usually mislikes adventurers. He knows very well that I must have the blessed water, and one can hardly get it anywhere else. Father means well, but I cannot have him ordering me home and insisting on armed chaperones. This war is older than he or his own father. What does he mean to do? Hide me away in the tea caddy and hope that the war ends before I am old and gray? You're already kinda gray. Still, I am not insensate to the dangers. Will you keep watch while I fetch the water? Who knows, you may discover an unbeliever in the woodworks. Okay. You mean like this guy? This suspicious fellow? What truck have I with you or you with me, huh? All my partake of the saint's tears, or do you not believe that I am worthy? I am! I know what you're thinking, adventure man, I do. You're as transparent as that water there. The water she's taking. You think I'm one of those unbelievers. I find your accusations vile and remove myself from your foul presence. Uh-huh. Why'd you have a knife on you? Picked up a dull knife. Dull knife. The only thing dull about this knife is its luster. The blade, on the other hand, appears sharp enough to cut through bone. Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, about that. What's wrong? What is it that you have in your hand? I have a dull knife. It's no soldier's weapon, and none but knights have leave to bring a weapon into a holy place. Perhaps there really was a heretic here, or I have somehow summoned one by my careless jest. I shall return to Camp Dragonhead forthwith. I am not easy in my mind. Adventure, you'd do best not to linger. Yeah. Look at all those green check marks. Yes. Oh, fantastic. A happy mini-map is a mini-map without any stupid yellow marks on it. Up the stairs. Schnaut, I did the thing. I thank you for a safe return, but she is much subdued and will not tell me what passed at the Weeping Saint. I shall want answers, and quickly. A dull knife. A strangely furtive man, you say, gazing fixed upon my girl, and armed in a holy place. It may well be an unbeliever, for who would risk doing such things? A girl of noble blood who eschews the seclusion that is her doom makes an excellent prey. Of course I know this. Many think me a scandal for allowing a daughter to run wild, and of course I worry, every day and every minute. Yet I would not take the world from her. She is what she is, a rambling rose, and she cannot help what she was born to. I will keep her safe. From a distance, mayhap, but safe. Whee! More quests that need completing. Belmont, I've done the thing. You made good time. What news, Ixel? Got 'em all, huh? Orzods. I tell you, the high and mighty around these parts don't even see in black and white. They see in dragon and not dragon. You know of what I speak. All manner of nasties that don't breathe fire kill just as many men, but that's neither here nor there for them. Ain't nothing to me either, I suppose. This place, not enough men, not enough arms, and cold enough to make a man piss ice. I tell you, coming west to offer my services was mayhap less wise than I thought. And this is a chill that even a bowl of Muntoy's soup won't cure. Ah, to be in Gridania again. Give me the tank stats. Belmont affects the sellsword's cynicism, but the god's quiver in him dies hard. So urgently does he seek a scout that he will hire one himself. I hail from Gridania. Same as you. Hey! Fighting Ixel's what we do there, but I sure didn't expect to see them in these mountains. I know those shite birds, and they're up to something. It's nothing I can go to my employer with. It's just a feeling. But whenever I got this feeling in the 12's wood and nothing got done, something bad bit us on the arse. I've not had a moment to spare, and the feeling grows stronger. It all becomes a sellsword to part with his own gil in this manner, but will you enter the Ixali lair to the east and see if there are any clues to be found? Sure, dude. I wonder what I will find. Sebastian hasn't returned. No. Little Sebastian. Yo, I'm almost level 45. I'm gonna get holy. Yeah, holy. Finally get the AoE spell. Oh, hey, big boy. Morocco. Exali Wild Talon. Exali Stillbeak. Exali Fear Caller. A piece of dropped lumber. What's in it? Well, it's dropped lumber, but still. Doo-doo-doo. A rush of wind announces the Ixal. Oh no! The bird people. Not the bird. Not the bird people. What are they gonna do? Peck me to death? Are they going to fly are they going to use terrible CGI to fly at me like in that one movie? Fucking birds. Oh, I want a Happy Meal. Oh, that movie was such garbage. But everyone knows that movie was garbage. Imagine dying to a flock of birds. That's gotta suck. 'Cause there's no way they're gonna kill you fast because they're birds. They're gonna be very, very slow. Very painful, too. Ugh. Belmont? What news, brother? What is it that you carry? I carry some black yew log. When boiled in water, the bark of this rare yew found growing only in the 12's wood turns black as pitch for some reason. This is black yew from the North Shroud. Unknown in Kurthus, the Ixtal make of it living blinds and walls, but the yew being slow to grow, why would they bother to cut it down and convey it west? Unless the Ixtal mean to stay here. This is the beginning of a settlement. While the Ishgardians busy themselves with dragons, the birdmen are stealing this patch of Kurthus from right under their noses. I tell you, unless the Holy See acts now, the Ixtal will rapidly gain a foothold in this area. That means more war. And though that means more work for the likes of me, I have enough as is. Hey, another quest. Stand and quiver. Belmont requires your service, and his air of command is hard to resist. The Ixtal are moving into Kurthus in a lasting way. It's no small task to bring those logs from the 12's wood this far west. They must be using their cursed balloons, those shite birds. Even their supplies have wings, and what comes out of the balloons goes into the ground of Kurthus. We need to hit them now before this settlement gets bigger. The Ishgardians won't give a swive till it's too late. I need my own people. Take this lurcher, a reprobate named Isodurl. We fought together in the quiver once. His levies garrisoned at Fallgord Float. I fight not for Ishgard in this matter, but if they want to consider it a debt, fine by me. It goads me that the Ixtal are waltzing into Kurthus right under my nose. Quests to complete. I'll do your quest right as I'm done turning in these ones. Yale? Ah, there you are. Another toast to a job well done. I've just finished brushing Sebastian. He will get some squash with his hay tonight. Corinthal spoke highly of you, and he is right, I think. There is much to be said of a man who has sworn not to a master, but to his own work. With adventurers, one need only speak the end, and they devise their own means. Corinthal? From that smug look on your face, I should say there are 4 fewer wolves in Kurthus today. Show me the pelts and complete your triumph. Okay, excuse me. A snow wolf hide. The rough white hide of a mountain-dwelling snow wolf. Here you go. These are they. See you the markings here. With these hell pups gone, all our people shall breathe easier. How near it is that we scorn death in the maws of a ravening beast. These men died in battle as surely as any on the Dragonpire. When knights are thin upon the ground, it is the lowly of the house who suffer. Grooms and washers, porters and yeomen. Our house patches with adventurers whatever is threadbare, but some of the other high houses continue to bar the gates against outlanders altogether, or treat them with such disdain that any service they accept must surely bear a taint. Honor is in how justly we treat others who serve the cause alongside us, in life and death. Out of honor flows all that makes a man of a boy, a woman of a girl. Surely when we meet Helone in the afterlife, 'tis honor she judges, not pride. Hey, another quest. Don't light my fire, Sir Corinthal. I wish to discuss with you the latest difficulties at Dragonhead. A word, if I may. Have you the inclination to undertake another commission? I would not ask if you did not look rested and refreshed. You may have heard whispers of it, but a patrol lost its way in the blizzard and wandered into the ogre's belly. Needless to say, not all of them returned alive, and the Sawbones have been carving all manner of bits off of those that did. They mistook Will o' the Wykes for the light of the camp and were lured to the cave. We've enough perils around us without those quizzing devils amusing themselves thus. We cannot have men gainsaying their own eyes, afraid to trust the lights they see in the distance. Will you take yourself to the ogre's belly and dispatch those Wykes? Sure. Lots of back and forth in this area, though. Hot damn. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Osprey! I've done the thing. I've lit the fires. All done. Come closer to the fire. You're looking a mite blue. It gladdens my heart to know that all the bracers are lit tonight, giving freely of their light and warmth. Yes, dull and warm, and of some import. As I've said, I've no complaints about the warmth. Not a one. Ah, warm. It's so cozy. Ow. House for Tom Engineer. I must go up there. Ish. No, over here-ish. No, up there-ish. Right there. I think that's the cave entrance. Yeah, pretty sure that's the cave entrance. Excuse me. Providence Point. That's because it is the cave entrance. Hey, look at that. Who would have thunk that I was correct? Okay, there's Taurus in here, but I don't want to fight the Taurus. I want to fight Willow the Wykes. I gotta slay 4 of the little buggers. My goodness, they're deep in here. Doo-doo-doo. Hey, Willow the Wyke. Get out here, bird. Go get him, bird. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Do the next couple. You next. Go on, bird, take him out. Go, bird, go. Thank you kindly, bird. Regen. I am now immortal in the overworld. Dang it. Don't want to fight you. Please go away. Thank you. Yes, this one. The Black Shroud, Fallgourd Float. Might as well complete that quest. Then jump back. Oh, excuse me, why am I so tired today? Whee! Isadora? Damn and blast, that hurts. I hate being wounded worse than being dead. They call me the ram that batters, not the battered sheep. Brother A, well, state your business. Here, have a letter. A neatly drafted report of Exali activity in Kurthus. A letter for me from Belmont. Well, I tell you, how the best tactics officer the White Rams ever had can suffer to be a Moylan sellsword. That one I'll never understand. The roads haven't rusted that bucket of his. If he says the shite birds are moving into Kurthus, that's good enough. We White Rams owe the Ixal pain. Tell him whatever we can do, just name it. Hey! Tit for tat, a wounded animal is a dangerous animal, and the White Ram convalescing in Fallgourd Float fits the bill. Whatever Isidore has in mind, best to say yes. Damn and blast, that hurts. Damn me for being careless about those Ixal. Blast them for slicing me up like a side of fish. Here now, before you go all the way back to Kurthus, why not stretch your legs a little? Get those Ixali wild talons for me. They had the look of newcomers to this area. That means they won't stray far from where I saw them. The Gelmora ruins. Look for fresh kills, something big. You know what? That sounds like an amazing idea, but, I kinda want Holy following in his footsteps. Holy! Give my tank 7 seconds of invulnerability? Yeah, sounds like a good deal to me. And it's a bunch of damage as well. Oh, that's awesome. Rhea Ozena. Following in his footsteps, Rhea Ozena would send you on a pilgrimage. Excuse me, your command of white magic has advanced considerably, brother. Yes, the time draws near. Let us begin our preparations for the quieting. As it roots, the ritual is no different from the acts of pacifying that you have already performed. The difference lies only in the difficulty of the effort. The Great One possesses a power unfathomably more immense than the elementals you have communed with thus far. Power so immense that a mage might be easily overwhelmed by the sheer force of its will. To prevent such a catastrophic fate, our tradition decrees that a special garb must be donned before performing the ritual. I have prepared for you these pieces, but I fear they will not avail you in their current state, so it is that I would send you on a journey! I trust you know the story of Ator, can't I do not, where among the Pagil he left the forest behind to travel the realm, healing the land and its people. As tribute to his wanderlust, after he passed, his ashes were divided among several urns, which were in turn carried to the far reaches of the realm. And it was there, in the distant lands that the great mage so loved, that his ashes were buried, and monuments erected in his honor. You are to go on a pilgrimage to these sites and receive the blessings of your forebear. Only then will the garb I've gifted you be imbued with his divine powers. Mind you will find that these places are not as welcoming as they might have been in Master Ato's time. The first site is on the shores of western Lanasga, in a place now feared as the Serpent's Tongue, home to a band of vile pirates. Next is to be found in Mordona, and that overgrown labyrinth of roots and vines so affectionately known as the Tangle. I do hope that Master Atoa's ashes have survived those most oppressive environs. The third site I would have you visit is perhaps the most treacherous location of the lot. Roban's Push in northern Thanalan, a stone's throw from an imperial stronghold. I urge you to exercise extreme caution. Okay, well, let's go to the Lanasca one first. Now, all the way over here. Jeez. Boat. This is boat. Yay, boat. Who doesn't like a boat? I like boats. And I get to be reminded of the super slow movement of this area. Yay. Oh, this is gonna take a hot... Why am I so tired? I got 9 hours of sleep last night. I shouldn't be tired. Frothlight Pelican, yeah, you're too scared. But I want that white mage gear. Once I get this white mage gear, I get holy. Holy! But I gotta get to these places first, and this is a slow one. And I also like how all of the zones are in zones where I'm not fast yet. Shelf Glossahagen. Ooh, stone, stone, stone. Just keep throwing rocks at him. He'll go down eventually. Order of the Twin Adder. Another one. Come on. Get some. Doo-doo-doo. Ah, you got stunned. One more. One more Shelf Claw. Hey, look, a Shelf Claw. And I proceed to beat it to death with rocks. Oh, joy. Oh, how wonderful. Dropsy. That's a weird name for a debuff. Of Scale Soggen. Well, I'd love to chat, but I have to go and mess with some pirates. Shoal Spine Soggen. Yeah, please go away, good sir. I have no qualms with you. Sea Wasps. Oh my goodness, level 48. Irritating tendrils. Need to kill 4 sea wasps. Jeez. Well, I'm getting there. Last one. Slap a regen on me so that I don't die. Ugh. Last one. Epitaph to Philosophy. Come on, I want to get out of here. The gravestone is inscribed with an epitaph paying tribute to the life and deeds of the great mage Aitoa Kant. Hooray! Hooray. Oh, pilgrimage. Yay, your garb is now blessed with the power of Aitoa Kant. Why do I still have this stupid ring? Go over there. Okay, Mordona. How about the one in Thanalan? All the way over there, jeez. Well, at least when I go here, I can just beeline through this, right? That or I could just teleport to the other one, right? Right. Jeez, there's a bunch of stuff over here. This is gonna be a fun place to quest around in. Gloom! Oh, how fun! What an absolute joy. Okay, gotta go into the tangle. Probably have to fight a Morble or two. Very annoying. Frog. Dang it, Frog. Orbles. Dang it. Lentic mud puppies. Meh. Stay over there, please. Oh. Oh, this isn't good. I'm immortal. Got slow off. Got heavy off. Get all that stuff off of Bird as well. Epitaph to Discovery. Hooray! You know, if I was any other class that wasn't a healer, I would have just died there. Got new pants. Yeah. Ordona. Analan. Area following in his footsteps. I think this is like super close to the bag that the Moogles hid as well. Or not the Moogles, that the Bard Teacher Man decided to hide around. Actually, no, it's like up there where he hit him. Instead of down here. Close, but not quite. Yo, this one was the easiest one. What kind of shenanigans is this? Epitaph to Fluidity. And I got some pants. Nice! I look dumb as hell. The Black Shroud. Away! And they're gonna give me a suit. Why is one of the white mage armors for the male short pants? Why do I have shorts? Such a dumb armor decision. Jump. Okay, Rhea, I've done the thing. Your safe return heartens me, brother. I can feel newfound power emanating from the garb I gave you. I trust that this stage of your pilgrimage was a success. Oh, it's just one. Oh, now that you have traveled the realm and seen the land as Master Aitoa did, I would share with you the rest of his tale. The histories claim that Aitoa Kent disappeared in the mountains of Ogomoro, the Kobold motherland. This is not untrue, but there is more to the story. When the great mage did not return from his journey, one of his most devoted students went in search of him. As the legends have it, the young mage single-handedly fought off veritable legions of kobolds while scouring the mountains for any sign of his master. Sadly, it was all had feared. Though the young mage eventually found his master, the great Aitoa Kent lived no more. As if the death of the man were not enough, Theris, Aitoa Kent's great staff, a mighty relic passed down by his ancestors, was lost to the shadows. Undeterred, the young mage fought off the kobold horse to carry his master's remains back to the surface. A ceremony was held to honor Master Aitoa's life and deeds, and urns housing his ashes were carried off to the far-reaching frontiers of which he was so fond in his living years. All the urns, that is, except for one. Yes, though the precise location is known to only a few, Master Aitoa also rests closer to home, here in the Twelveswood, not far from Proud Creek. You will find yet another monument to the great mage. Take with you this habit, and pay your respects as before. If you keep pure intentions in your heart and in your mind, then the healer's robes shall be your reward. Black Shroud. Proud Creek. Tit for tat following in his footsteps. Ooh-wee! Getting sidetracked, but I want holy. And it's better armor, so might as well, right? Although I do miss having a. I'm not gonna have a hat though. An antelope carcass. Let's see what's going on here. You sense a hostile presence. Oh no, Ixali. Whatever will I do? Oh no, they're level 36. Ooh-wee. Oh, there's a bot again. See you later. Lesser Kalong, Dryads! A Dullahan. Lesser Kalongs. Ah, there it is. Lots of Dullahans, jeez. Iron Justice. Oh, might as well fight them one at a time. Bird, don't die on me. Ah, and there are the lesser Kalongs I have to get rid of. Convenient. Maybe I shouldn't die on me too. That might be a good idea. Just a little bit. Let's see, I need to kill 4 lesser Kalongs. Oh, hey, I'm getting a chain bonus because of level 47. Nice! Level 38 cane. Might want to upgrade that. Just a little bit. You can definitely feel it having a damage drop off. These dudes are taking an awfully long time to put down. Or maybe that's just being a healer. Doo-doo-doo. King's Will. Epitaph to Infancy. Hooray! I have to examine it. The grave has been defiled and its contents appear to have been stolen. The power of Atoa has been lost here. Return to Camp Tranquil and seek counsel from Rea Osena. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, I'm gonna clear out all of these Kalongs first. Doo-doo. Last one. Right? Yeah, last one. Turn to New Gridania so I can get an upgraded cane. I am feeling that damage taking a while. Do. But at least I have hot pants. Let's see. Independent tailor, independent jeweler, battlecraft supplier, magic arms. 40 to 49, good sir. Wand of flames. Wand of frost, wand of flames. Jade crook. Yes. Yo, mind, clearing some of this out, my good man? Well, I can turn that in, I guess. Has materia attached, you say? Now I can sell the book. Sell this. Sell that. Sort this. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah. Upgrades. There's a little rock in it. Yay! Black Shroud. Camp Tranquil. Whee! Rhea, I have returned here having new white mage's robes, a new habit for a white mage, or a habit for a new habit for a white mage, or a habit for a new white mage. It's one of those. Yeah, unfortunately the ashes were dug up. The urn holding a Master Toa's ashes were stolen. This cannot be. What it is. Grave robbery is a damnable enough crime in itself, but what manner of scoundrel would dare defile the resting place of a Pagel? Rest assured that I will investigate this heinous crime immediately. In the meantime, your pilgrimage demands you travel to one last destination. This final leg of your journey will take you to the very place that Master Otawa drew his last breath. Gamoro, the homeland of the kobolds in Outer Lanoska. It is in there, in plain sight of the kobold dig, that the student of whom I spoke did erect a monument to his fallen master. Oh, so I don't get the robe, I get the stupid hat instead. So everyone gets to see my short shorts. Great. The camp overlook I go. Away. All right. Velociraptors. Kobolds. Kobold bedsmen. Kobold roundsmen. I'm sorry, but I must take you out. Whee! Storm Private. Spiritual attack, we must do it before reinforcements arrive. The hell are you people doing in here? You're subscribed? Oh, yeah. Hooray! Give me the hat! Okay. And I get the healer's circlet. Yeah, you can just barely see it. But my pompadour is too glorious. Oh my goodness, I look like a dunce. Oh. Damn tranquil away. Definitely not fashionable. I'll give it that. Why am I so tired? Roots Lake. Roots Lake? There's one of those. Probably Roots Lake. Rhea! Welcome back, brother. The journey was not an easy one, I trust, and yet I know that Master Ator would guide you safely back to me. In your travels, you have received the blessings of our great ancestor, and yet this was not the sole reason I sent you on this pilgrimage. Perhaps you sensed something of my intentions during your trip. Not a single one. Yes, brother. As he who would inherit Master Ator's legacy, I want you to truly walk in his footsteps. Ah. To see the realm in both its beauty and its suffering, with your own eyes, as the great mage did so long ago. And yet it is strange, no? A pirate's lair, a rampant jungle, mountains of fire. Of all the hostile environments to which you journeyed, the single grave despoiled was that which rests right here in our forest home. I suspect this was the handiwork of no witless grave robber, but rather someone who knew all too well the value of that which was buried within. It was your brother, wasn't it? We must uncover the truth behind this crime and return Master Ato's ashes to their rightful resting place, and quickly. You are with me, yes? Yes. Do I get holy? Yearn for the urn. Holy? Rhea Osuna would have you recover the stolen ashes of Ato. I can't. Grave robbery is a loathsome enough crime in its own right, but to defile the final resting place of a Pagel, such an act can only be performed by the lowliest of bandit scum or your brother. Though I would like to think that the elementals have already delivered due justice to the villain, we must take no chances in allowing an escape. Whilst you were away, I put my best Moogle on the hunt, searching for any sign of the culprit of the stolen remains. I dare say he should have a clue or two for us by now. At least he better if he values that little ball on his head. Suffice it to say, though, many Forestborn think of the Moogles as blessed. My own personal experience has found them to be more touched than anything else. Sigh. Oh, mistress, you shouldn't say such hurtful things. It's most unbecoming of a seed seer, Kupo. Well, fine, don't listen to me. Why, I told her just the other day that this is why she remains, shall we say, unspoken for. She might not react to that phrasing at present, but her ire was indeed fierce, Kupo. Of course, you have not come to discuss my mistress's temper, but the grave robbery, a most unforgivable act of villainy, if I do say so myself, which I believe I just did, Kupo. I am pleased to say, and you'll be pleased to hear, that the culprit did not escape Moogle eyes, Kupo. Well, my eyes. He did escape. My associate Pugnopoki, however, claims to have seen a band of ruffians skulking off in the direction of Red Belly Hive with various and sundry stolen goods in tow. Among them, a rather conspicuously elaborate urn, Kubo. I do not know what the Red Bellies are up to, but surely it can be nothing good. Please, brother, go quickly. If the urn is lost, I fear Rhea Ozire will be the least of my worries, Kupo. The quarry mill away! Ooh, breaching the hive. Yearn for the urn. You get a pet raptor for doing that. Well, if you complete it, there's a vendor up there that gives you a pet raptor. You know what? I kind of want the pet raptor. I will be right back. Sting them back, boys. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh my goodness. They're just making a beeline for it, ain't they? Sorry, but I have to take the long way, gents. You understand, I'm sure. Down with you. Oh my goodness. Okay, get this poison off of me. Ow. Doo-doo-doo. Ow, the damage. It hurts. It hurts my bones. Doo-doo. Let me get my mana back, will you? Okay, well, so far so good. So good, right? Got some DPS boys to help me out here. Got 20 minutes left. Yeah, making good time, I say so. Gonna have to immediately pop Lucid. Down with you! Ah, clearing the hive. Yes, of course. Ow. Ah, the poison. Ah, it hurts. Oh my goodness, this is awful. Oh my god, I got 3 dots on. It's a good thing I have Esuna. Because this is dumb. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. That one's down. Ow. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna take care of all the dudes trying to kill me first. Red belly, hive keep. Really? You're just gonna ditch? After all of that? I mean, okay. I'm sorry, what the fuck? Whee! What the hell is going on with the AI? 7 hells, it's time for a change in plans. No, yeah, you guys just do that. Kill them all, my pet. Your pet? Ah, yes, the adamantoids that you guys trained. Yes, of course. I'm gonna kill you first. Ah, now it's just me and the tortoise. Who would win, the tortoise or the chocobo? My money's on the chocobo. Bird, do not leave me immediately in the middle of this fight. Thank you very much. So yeah, apparently lucid dreaming is all that White Mage needs, apparently. This is a pleasant surprise. Yay! Bowberry burning! Let's go, bird! We did the thing! Good Whaler Sentry! Yay! Bowberry Trader! Give me... Potion, high potion, ether, high ether! 700 to 600. Dark, 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 dark. A baby raptor. Yes, of course. Thank you, good sir. I can finally get rid of all of this ether. Because I can now replace it with the high ether. Ah! Spoken blood. Let's see. So, high ether. I have 3, so let's go with 47. Never know when you're just gonna need a rapid, and that's a high potion. Want a high ether. 47. Never know when you're gonna need a rapid injection of ether. Just freebase it. Mmm. You can now summon the baby raptor minion. Yay! Wood Railer Sentry, Wood Railer Sentry, Sentry, Sentry. Yay! I did the thing. A lot easier as a healer, not gonna lie. That quest was hell as a DP. What? Why? There we go. Actually, I kinda... Character configuration... No. System configuration. No, I think it would be character configuration. Character configuration. Target filters character. Filters faster display main. Auto sheath. Auto animation. Auto effects. Target. Auto attack. Automatically face target when using action. Switch target circle to target select. Auto target settings. Target type. Ground target settings. Quick display settings. Quick filter enables. How do I make it to where when I press S, I don't back walk like this, but I actually just break and do it, but I do this. But S. Character? Clicking on self-enable, clicking on field to remove target. General movement settings, the legacy type camera based. Chain camera distance, activate standard type auto fly, auto dive. This? It is. Oh, that's kind of weird, though. Maintain camera distance, activate standard type, auto fly, auto dive. What is this? This is weird, though. Why can't I walk backwards on like this fast? Why is it only S fast? Oh, that's weird. This? Oh, that didn't fix it. Weird. I'm not exactly sure what the difference between the two is. Those thieving crooks, those crooked thieves, defiling the resting place of a podule. Why, no amount of thrashings, thlashings, and bashings would suffice. Koopopo? Why, if it isn't the dashing white mage Koopsha Koopa spoke of, and not a moment too soon. Why, I was just about to swoop in and give them their comeuppance, myself. Now that you're here, however, I believe I'll just sit back and enjoy the show, Koopo. Uh-huh. Those vile red bellies tossed the urn onto some ramshackle wagon, a most ignoble fate for a Pajali legend, I do declare, and carted it northwise toward their hive. You'll retrieve it safe and sound, won't you, Koopo? Yeah, sure. Doo-doo-doo. Overloaded Wayne. Sense a hostile presence. Because there's red bellies. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, the damage is a lot better now. That it? Interacting with the overloaded Wayne. Am I just gonna get the... Is this the quest? That's the quest. Oh my goodness. Simple quest. Oh yeah, speaking of simple quests, I did do the scholar quests off screen. It wasn't that exciting. It's just that, what are they called again? I forget what they're called. Aitoakant's ashes, the final remains of the wandering Pagil Aitoakant. Yay! Thank you, brother. The remains of our exalted forebear hauled away by brigands like a sack of loot. Is that what our land has come to? Yes, there can be no doubt. It is the Great One's fury that brings such chaos to the Twelves Wood. The situation is grave indeed. I shall have our wood whalers deal with the red bellies. We have more important matters before us. And yet I fear we have hit another snag. Though the urn has been safely recovered, the harsh treatment it suffered at the hands of the bandits has taken its toll. Uprooted from its proper resting place, the power of Atoa once housed within has grown dim. I shall return the urn to its rightful home. Perhaps even over time it will return to its former state. And yet I fear time is a luxury we do not have. We must explore other means to enchant the ritual garb. I will consult with my brother to see what knowledge he might have to offer. In the meantime, I would ask that you master your newfound skills as best you can. There's no telling when the Great One's fury might grow too strong to contain. You must ever be prepared. Holy! Yeah, I got holy! Whee! Yeah, Atoa speaks unto you, imparting newfound powers. Yay! Holy. Oh, that's cool. Holy! Yay! Holy deals an aspect damage with the potency of 140 to all nearby enemies of 190, so it's better with 2 or more dudes. Additional effect, stun, duration 4 seconds. Hey! Whee! That's cool. Okay, what was I doing again? The Black Shroud? Yeah. All gourd float. I've done the thing, guy. Oh my goodness, it's so easy to get sidetracked in this damn game. Water bottle. Okay, let's see what this side quest has to offer. Besides just being completed. Did me a good turn, did you? Much appreciated, brother. I'll be paying their friends a visit when I'm back on my feet. Still, Molcott's going to tear me a new one for letting the wild talons get a jump on me. This way I can at least tell the birds don't live too long afterwards. Complete. Really, another quest. Jeez. Injury at the spire. Isidoro's companion has been taciturn till now, but when Irene has something to say, all present are advised to listen. Well met, adventurer. I call you brother. I'm Irene, a tactical officer of the White Rams, and apparently a medic, for I find myself ordered to keep an eye on this lug. Oh, shut it, Isidoro. So the matter you were speaking to Isidoro about, I'm certain Instructor Molcott will be keen to hear of the Ixal's movements in the west. Best you talk to her straight away and make plans. That'd be Mia Malco, the leader of the White Rams and instructor of the God's Quiver. She bides the stay at Eugenia's Spire to the north. Take Belmont's words to her. And do watch yourself. Mia Malco's slain as many Ixal in battle as there are trees in the woods of Proud Creek. She can be scary. Waste her time with mouthfuls or bluster, and she might use you as Ixal bait. Oh, fantastic. Let's go, bird. Got a side quest we need to complete. Whee! This is just supposed to be a simple side. Why are you still here? Mia Malco. Who scratches at my door? An adventure on the prowl for Mia Malco. I am she, born to be the bane of the Birdmen. I lead the White Rams, an arrow of the God's Quiver aimed at the craven hearts of the Ixal. I see. We must act now, right now, to stop this threat. Extending the defensive line against the Ixal northwest into Kurthus would be no stroll through the wood. But how the birdies will struggle in the net. I can already hear their little necks breaking. Actually just a cat. Don't shut me out. Instructor Malco commands both fear and loyalty, and one of those will bend you to her will. Resist not and find out what she wants. The White Rams are stationed at Eugenia's Spire ostensibly on guard duty. Oh yes, protecting the trees of this forest from the miscreants in the Ixali logging grounds to the north. Very defensive. Excuse me, play defense long enough and the enemy forgets we can attack. I suppose that was the idea, but now the enemy anticipates us. Those mocking, tweeting birds have sealed off the north corridor with a blockade. I spit on their cunning. It keeps me from their wee necks.
Adventurer, take down the blockade with this bomb finger. Little bird's not content to have a few more quiet moons before all hex breaks loose. Fine, the Excel shall feel the ram right. Meow. Actually, just a cat. Fantastic. Kitty. Hello, Mr. Dryad. My bone is not with you, but with the birds. Bomb finger, the disembodied middle finger of a void sent bomb. Do. Broken. And I spam holy. Holy. Yeah, you can deal with that, Mr. Botman. Oh, these stupid short shorts. Well, they're not short shorts, they're just shorts, but they look stupid. Oh my goodness. I have to run around in this. Mia Malco, I did the thing, lady. Well blasted. A perfect detonation. Put up your little blockades, my wee birds, and down they go like a cradle on a bow. There will be nothing, but nothing, to stand between the white rams and our prey. From Gridania, with love, the incomparable body language of her people says loud and clear that Malco requires one adventurer ready to travel. Right, meow. Perthus and the Twelveswood, busy little birdies they've been, filling their crop with all manner of juicy worms. Or juicy something else. How now, there's a thought. They could be extracting crystals from those trees. Treats for their big bird, the primal Garuda. Adventurer, are you as fleet as they say? I have a letter going to Curthus, for Belmont. Until that bye-blow, he can count on us, and that he'd better be as good a tactician as he used to be, even if he sleeps on feathered beds now with a strumpet on each side of him. Curthus. Yes, this quest is finally done. Oh my goodness. Actually, I'm curious now. Hang on. 1 minute. Oh. Okay. That's what it is. Oh, whoops. I accidentally did a thing I wasn't supposed to do. Hang on. 1 minute. Do 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 do. Do. Do do do. Do. Do do do. There we go. Yes, quite. Okay. Everything seems to be in order now. Great. Belmont. Back in one piece. Pardon me if I don't ask about the journey, but what did Isidoro say? Think he can get the White Rams interested? Here, have a letter. A hastily drafted report of Excelli activity in the Black Shroud. A letter from Malco. By the 12, the Exel are cutting down the trees in the Twelveswood. And to offer the crystals to Garuda. It was worse than I thought. She said that, eh? I suppose I've been soft long enough. I've eaten my fine table scraps and slept on a feather bed or two, though I won't swear to the other thing. It's the will of the 12 is what this is. The White Rams in the Twelveswood, me and Curthus, with whoever will join me. The high and mighty houses of Ishgard can go swive themselves. We'll stop the Ixal with or without them. Good for you. I have a quest I need to complete. That is down here. Whee! Okay, Corin 2, I've done the thing. Back so soon and with full success, those Wikes never knew what struck them, I'll wager. By Halone, it is good to have something go well. Forgive my outburst. It has been a difficult week. Moon. Some longer span of time. Like a siege, though, none exists. Like a siege through none exists, and man cannot live in a constant state of unhappy strain. The success you convey back to me means a great deal. Oh, finally, I'm done with the side quests here. I can now continue with the main story. Thank goodness. Go, bird, go! Feral Crocs. A reporter on his way to Camp Dragon Head has had his way blocked by a basket of feral crocs. He doesn't dare stray too far from Haldreth's Marsh for fear of being assaulted in the wild. But unless the crocs are dealt with, he'll be unable to proceed to his destination. Oh, that sucks for you, Porter Man. Where? My thoughts indeed, Sir Chocobo. Skyfire Locks. What's in Skyfire Locks? Cravelin. How you doing? Halone, grant me strength. There must be some way to... Oh, who are you? A friend of Lord Harschiffon. I want to help you, I truly do. But his accusations of heresy have thrown House Halionard into chaos. Right now, we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. Yeah, that's fair. Ooh, basement. I wonder what's in the basement. Then I have to climb all the way up there. Talk of Kurthus. Hello, Mr. Crocodile. Because I think I have to climb all the way up there again. Don't want to, though. My goodness. Oh, that's right. I don't have any of these. I have these. Yeah. High Ether. 700 mana. Let's go. Not enough to cast Flare, but I will eventually. The fabled triple, quadruple Flare. I want to cast Flare 4 times. That's a lot of damage. Although I don't think the timer lasts long enough to cast Flare 4 times. I don't think Flare, resets it, does it? Black Mage. Flare. Oh, no, grants Astral Fire 3. Nope, the timing is... You can do it as much as you want. Fantastic. For Lamort, I gather you have been busy since last we spoke. Lord Harshiffon's missive was positively glowing, but if you think that his endorsement has caused me to disregard Ishgardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Gulaim arrived in Kurthus, countless heretics have been discovered, even amongst the elite of Ishgardian society. If Lord Harschiffon wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice, but if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. High society, you say? Really now? Report to Harschiffon, that I shall. Harschiffon? By your countenance, I take it you did not learn anything of use. No, I did not, nor did I fear. It seems the whole of Kurthus is consumed by this talk of heretics in the high houses. I can only hope that my sources in Ishgard proper provide more pertinent information. Road to Redemption. Lord Harschiffon is concerned for Lord Francel's well-being. And another personal request to make of you. It concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I've received a report that he and 3 knights were seen heading north towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Dravanian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray, journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. It does. Whee! Okay, I believe they got absolutely massacred. I want to say is what happened, but I'm not 100% sure. Nice little level 30 area to hang out with for, fates, not fates. What are those things called? Leave quests, that's what they are. Yeah, those things. Holy... I finally have my AoE spell. Unfit Knight. Unsettled Knight. Unnerved Knight. Oh, more bots. Search for Francel. Where is Francel? There's Francel. Oh, pelt it with stones, I guess. Francel? Who goes there? Brother! No, stay back! The fiend is still here! Still there? Oh, that's a big one. A grand Avis. Eh. What do you look like exactly? Weird wyvern thing. Search for Francel. I did the thing. Aid Francel's knights. Okay. Unsettled knight. I am aiding you. I heard the beast cries from over yonder. Then Lord Francel is safe. Bless you, sir. Bless you. I gotta go help the unnerved knight. You can't eat berries. Whee! Curse those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. Yeah, probably. Just a little bit. Oh, I should probably lock this before I fling something off. Unfit Knight. I shall aid you. Confound it all. How are we to redeem House Halienart if we cannot even slay a single Avis? Sigh. We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Halienart will remember your kindness. Yay! Francel? It was a foolish thing to do, I know, but I had hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Moreover, it was House Halienart that yielded the Steel Vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say that our defeat here heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. I have been brought even lower by these despicable accusations of heresy. Despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. Goodbye, Sir Francel. Whee, Camp Dragonhead. Whee. I spend 100 gil. Harcheflant? That's the wrong way. Harcheflant is this way. What did you find at the Steel Vigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. A witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Francel at Skyfire Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might later be declared a heretic. A not unreasonable fear, given the zeal with which Inquisitor Ghoulaim has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and, by association, yours. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Harcheflant, following the evidence, Lord Harcheflant suspects that someone is conspiring against Lord Francel. As I see it, the key to proving Lord Francel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you yourself recovered. If you would, please tell me of the incident in question. So it was found in a locked chest labeled as the property of Lord Francel. The rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here is what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Perthis, so he may have some inkling of who could be responsible. Yeah, just a slight inkling. Gooboos! A blinding snowstorm in Abalathi Span has caused a pack of gooboos to lose its way and wander down into the more heavily populated areas of the Curthis Highlands. The creatures have already begun feeding on the local stock, and if not dealt with soon, there will be nothing left with which to survive the coming winter. Oh no! How awful! Coming winter, it's already winter! It's been winter for like the past 5 years! Okay, so let's see who this porter man is. Rickman? Someone tampering with shipments. Fury strike me down. If all of them rosaries found in our people's possessions were planted... Hey now, don't you give me that look, lad. I'm a House Halienart man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family, too. I ain't saying the porters who were bringing the shipment did it, though. I know most of them that work the trade routes, and I've never had cause to question their faith. But it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, most every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it... But it'd have been the fellows who were responsible for the inspections. Ha! Ishgardian Knights and Inquisitors, the lot of them, as if they'd ever turn their cloaks. Aye. Again, that means the porters are most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from Whitegrim Front this morning. You might consider having a word with them. Yeah, maybe. Speak with the porter, following the evidence. Evidence. Barrel Croc. Rapidly gaming. Oh, that tells you how many yalms it is away. Oh, that's cool. Eventually it's just so close that it's no longer telling you how many yalms away it is. Apathetic porter. Beg your pardon, you suspect that we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in House Halienart shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. Halienart. House Halienart parcel. You find a draconian rosary hidden inside the parcel. House Halienart parcel. You find a draconian rosary hidden inside the parcel. House Zamail parcel. Nothing. Oh no, guy. That seems pretty suspicious. Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. How about these 2 draconian rosaries in House Halienart, a brand of an unbeliever and enemy of the Holy See? But that's impossible! Once the Knight of Whitegrim Front concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself! And if I had been the culprit, I would have never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Harshaphon, I will not be held accountable for this. Yep, people are planning stuff, my good sir. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. But more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? Have some draconian rosaries I found. More draconian rosaries? And every single parcel bound for Skyfire Locks? A beggar's belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Halienart's reputation. Whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand. And praise Halone that he did. Lord Francel's trial is upon us, or we must act now if we are to clear his name. In the eyes of gods and men, Lord Harshaphon needs your help to clear Lord Francel's name. Okay, from the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of House Halienart were heretics. At last, we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I'll need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Bridgie. Tell her that House for Tom asks nay, demands that Lord Francel's trial be postponed until a full investigation has been conducted. Okay. Ah, Biggie. That's right, an NPC solely for a quest line. Briggy? What is it, my child? Lord Harshaphon would have the Inquisitors do what? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Gulain presides over Lord Francel's trial at Witchdrop even as we speak. Fear not. If Lord Francel is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Hallone's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard. All of you are crazy. Whee! Yo, they're gonna toss him off a cliff. They have taken Lord Francel to Witchdrop? This is madness! No, this is Curthus. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Brother, I will dispatch you and one of my knights to Witchdrop to forestall the proceedings until such time as I am able to join you and petition Inquisitor Gulain in person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Francel alive. Okay. Seems easy enough. Stop the zealots from killing an innocent boy. This reminds me of the Salem witch trials. I'm innocent, I say. On whose authority? Admit you're a witch. How about you put some more stones on me, huh? I'll never admit it because I'm not. You'll have to kill me first. Well, then, hail, brother. As you can see, Lord Francel yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor. But if his guards judge us a threat, we must also be prepared to defend ourselves. I'm ready if you are, my guy. Although I don't have holy, so I have to slowly whittle them one by one. Joseph Charlemagne Francel de Helionot, you stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense? Hear me, brothers. These charges are false. The men and women of my line have ever opposed the Travanians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in service to the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for the enemies of Ishgard. It is for Halone to judge if you speak the truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men. Leap from the cliff and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Halone's halls, while the wicked shall reveal their draken forms and be put to the sword. In the name of House Fortom, I beseech you, stay your hand! Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Harshaphon. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Francel are without merit. We humbly request that these proceedings be suspended until such time as a full re-examination of the facts has been conducted. Lord Harshaphon has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgment, and he should harbor private doubts I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of an inquisitor is to commit heresy, a crime for which there is but one punishment. We must hold them until Lord Harshaphon arrives, brother. And remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. I'ma fight them in my shorts. Let's go. You cannot seize them at once. You cannot hope to defeat the short white mage. That is ironically extremely tall. A Chirurgian, I'm sorry, but you must die first, medic man. Only one medic man may be allowed to live. Oh, hey, you're a medic man too. Here, have a regen. I see arrow has been applied to all the enemies. Ah, yes, glorious dots. Alderic the Unyielding, well, you will yield this day to my white magic. My air dots and my stones that I am pelting you in the face with. Why you don't just block it with your shield? I don't know. Oh, look, Lord Harshaphon has come. Come on, Lord Harshaphon. Any minute now, Harshaphon the Silver Fuller. In the name of House of Trauma, I demand that you lay down your arms. Ooh, the cool epic battle music's playing. Ishgardian scum, today you shall answer for your sins. By the siege you disgraced your line, Lord Hajavon. Why would they call us Ishgardian scum? Huh? Oh, that's a wyvern. How you doing? A wyvern, but there were no reports of Dravanian activity. I know, it's almost like it was planned or something. You would call upon your allies to save you at last. Your treachery laid bare. I don't know about that. Ishgardian heavy infantry and a wyvern. Gonna have to take out the heavy infantry first because they're annoying and they're constantly nipping at my heels. So is the wyvern. That's also a mystery level. Oh joy. I can't hurt it. Okay, well, I guess I won't hurt it then. Oh, there's a Cherugian. Sorry, medic man, but you must go away. Yeah. Doo-doo-doo. Alderic the Unyielding. Can I damage the wyvern yet? Collapse. No, no I cannot. Good thing I dodged that, though. Please go away, Mr. Wyvern. Eh. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Now I just have to bash him upside the head with the rocks. Remain strong. It's not like it's a hard thing. Oh, I see you're running away. Excuse me. Cure? Dude, that was a pathetic cure. That was another pathetic cure. Man, you are awful at this. This will not be forgotten. That's right, run out of here, Mr. Wyvern. Alderic drops a draconian rosary. Really now? The Wyvern takes to the skies. You obtain a draconian rosary. We did the thing! Duty complete. Water bottle. It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop, but this trial, like many others I fear, has been orchestrated by enemies of House Halionaut. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor, to set brother against brother, that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginings of a desperate man. What proof have you of this? Yo, I picked up this draconian rosary that was with one of your dudes by the Fury. A draconian rosary! Then the knight who refused to yield. It was he who summoned the wyvern. A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Knights. This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Harjavon. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of that which brought first... I trust you have not lost sight of that which first brought you to Kurthus, brother. Pray locate your errant airship and use it. Goodbye. Hello, Lord Francel. Lord Harjavant, I have not the words to express my gratitude. But why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because we're friends. Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Ishgard and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped off. You'd have jumped of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Alienard. I know, praise alone it did not come to that, but it profits us little to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, brother. Pray visit me at Camp Dragonhead once you have recuperated. Oh, okay, you mean like with a regen. Because I can do that. Watch me do the white mage stuff, see? I have recuperated. Do-do-do. Speak with Harshafont, and then I believe this will bring me over here, and then there's the questline over here, and then I can finally do the dungeon, and then I can end the stream. Yay! Let's see. 215, roll of 225. Yeah, making not good progress. I did get, like, super sidetracked with that one quest line. That was a side quest line. It didn't even give me anything good. Harshafont, you look well, brother. May I say what a pleasure it was to fight alongside such a fearless and skillful warrior. Were it not for you, Lord Francel would surely have died defending the honor of his house. I might well have perished at the hands of a heretic and his wyvern. House Tom and House Hale and I shall never forget your service. Now let us return to the matter of your missing enterprise. Hey, Arrow 2, the final flight of the Enterprise, Lord Harshaphant, would like to introduce you to his witness. The man with knowledge of the Enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. As do I. Oh, hey, another quest. What is this one about? Ariel! What do you want me to do? A cup of joy. Sir Ariel of House Halionart wishes to thank the Lord of House Tom, and only an adventurer can pull off such a fraught exchange. A moment, if you will. You're the adventurer who cleared our Lord Francel's good name, are you not? Allow me to thank you. His lordship is House Halionart, you see, and unjust it is that he was born under a waning moon. Yet yet what was thin must eventually grow fat again. Excuse me. I would thank Lord Harshaphant as well, but I should not like to be seen as currying favor either for myself or for my house. I would present him with a gift under your name if you are amenable. I've selected a bottle of nectar for his lordship. Will you collect it from the wine cellar downstairs and deliver it to Medgutzel in the kitchen? The wine cellar is called Emmanuel, and the bill has been settled. Yay! Hey! A gwibber! Weird dragon thing. Emmanuel? Brother Creed! I must be rising in this world to have the custom of the most famous adventurer of these parts. How may I serve? Sir Aurel sent you? Of course! Here's a bottle she ordered, and a fine choice, if I may say so. This nectar was mixed with the blessed water of the Weeping Saint, sweet and iceless even in deep winter. It was no mean feat procuring such a choice liquor with the road snowbound, but I aim to please. Now I must bring it to the kitchen. This kitchen. Medgustel. Well, if it isn't Brother Creed, everyone's talking about you, you know. Looking for a place to hide? No, I'm Danifin's Joy, a rare, expensive intoxicant made with the water from the Weeping Saint. Here, this is for Lord Harshaphant. Sweet goddess, Danif's Joy! I haven't seen one of these upon the sideboard for a good many moons. This is too rich for your purse, I'd wager, so it must be from Ariel. I guessed 12, did I not? The high houses of Ishgard are descended from the heroes who stood with Haldrath, the first Azure Dragoon. They're like brothers, Lord Harshaphant says. They bicker ceaselessly, but they must remember to hold fast to one another when the safety of Ishgard is at stake. Thank you for delivering this, and serving as Sir Arel's decoy. Lord Harshaphant has been quite deprived of his favorite indulgence since the cold grew so ferocious. Woo! Booze! I don't like booze. Booze is gross. And it's painful. I don't think I've ever been tipsy. The only thing that booze does is I drink the booze, my cheeks become uncomfortably warm, I get a massive migraine, and there's a dull but constant pain in my eardrums. It's absolutely horrid, and the taste is disgusting. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Carthus several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed near the Stone Vigil in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. The Lord Harshaphant is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few. In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Goodbye, discomposed cataloger. Harshaphant, I got the stuff. Oh, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil? Ah. Perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I'll write a letter to Lord Drillamon of Whitebrim Font and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Francel do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys, brother. May Halone guide you. Ooh. Okay, and now I have to go to Lord Franzel. Water bottle. It's a feral croc. Oh no. Anything but a feral croc. Whatever will I do against a feral croc? Which by definition is like every croc ever, because all of them are raised in the wild, and that's what feral is. Ooh. Sir Franzel. Wonderful to see you again, brother. If there is anything I can do to repay you, name it. So the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Alienot. The chaos that followed the calamity, the Dravanian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Durandare instead has been charged with the duty. Even then, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drillamon. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Halionot have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor great hatred towards us. And towards you now as well. Oh, joy. At least I get to be in the snowy place, though. Ha ha! Now I have to make the long-ass journey all the way over here. 60 point... a lot of yalms away. Hey, you have the same chocobo barding as me. Good fashion sense. You know, what I really want is I want to get high enough to Leatherworker so I can make the fluffy chocobo barding. So my chocobo can be warm. Yay! Zagoobu. Is there anything interesting on this? No. But there is foundation. Clouds. We can see for... oh, we can actually see Ishgard from over here. You almost never get to see Ishgard from here because of just how far away it is. Where is it? There it is. There's Ishgard. Oh my goodness, it's so cool. Lil Boo, LBB, Seeker of Bounty. Okay, well there's the Steel Vigil. Right. And there's Ishgard. Yeah. You never get to see it from here. Never. Oh, it's so cool though. It's a giant castle on a mountain. That's awesome. And it looks cool. Castles are cool. Oh wow, it actually goes all the way down to the base. Huh. This guy's a lot bigger than what this implies. Nice. Right? Than this. Right? It's huge compared to just this. It's nothing compared to that. Brunadier, hello. You desire an audience with Lord Drillamont, do you? Ha! I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. How about this Harchefant's letter? A glowing letter of introduction addressed to House Durandare. Francel's letter, a glowing letter of introduction addressed to House Durandare. How about these letters? What do we have here? Letters from Lords Harchefant Francel, is it? A likely... oh, you're serious. What to do? How about you let me in? Ye of little faith, Sir Brunadier, seems ill-inclined to help you. Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Drillamont's attentions are focused solely on the Stone Vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to Sir Albuiz. Yes, Sir Albuiz can surely accommodate you. Seek her in the storeroom on the opposite side of the yard. Okay. Whee! Valinor, I've met Alfino. How you doing, boyo? 10 lost their lives when you broke the line. Time is a resource we can ill afford to squander. We must gain entrance to the Stone Vigil without further delay. Well, we have like 6, 7 main story quests we still need to go through, guy. Not you. Not you either. That means up here? Hey, Sid. No, not up here. Hey, Sid, what do you gotta say? If the Enterprise is indeed inside the Stone Vigil, then we must convince Lord Drillamont to cooperate. Yeah, just a little bit. If it's not up there, and it's not down, and if it's not there, then it must be down here. Oh, boys. Sir Brunadier bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Drillamont hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for head Cherugian Astidian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Astidian? Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? Letters of introduction from House Fort Tom and Halionot. With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Godenoa. You should know Lord Drellmont's current whereabouts. Okay. Just going all over the place. Poogie! Someone's a red mage. Upstairs, it would seem. Godenoa, what reason have you for barging into? Oh, I see. Well, you are in luck. Lord Drellmont is just up these stairs. Letters or no, though, I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You had best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. Okay. Brent. Drillamont. Sir Godenoa permitted your passage. Very well, speak. Have some letters. I need to get into the Stone Vigil. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you an avatar of the Fury herself? Yeah, that's one way to put it. We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drillamont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Kurthis to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sid Nan Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive? But that's impossible! Yeah, indeed it is, my lord. Uh-oh. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandar marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil, who should appear in white room font but 3 mysterious strangers. Sid Garland, missing and presumed dead since the calamity, and 2 scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Durandare would have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment I nearly believed this mummer's farce. Oh my goodness. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, until you declare your true intentions as well. Those are our true intentions, though. Douche, it could be moons before House Durandare purges the dragons from the Stone Vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Sid, brother, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Drellmont's trust. Understood? Understood. But I wonder what that could ever be. And then this entire area gets flooded with side quests. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Sigh. Big sigh. Fossilone, give me a quest, my dude. Unlike other more menial tasks, Sir Fossilone would set you a mission of some importance. Adventurer, I see of my brother knights have made of you a drudge. Fee! By the Fury, set your sights higher. I have for you a gallant mission. Slay the Dravanian outwatches that trammel our steps. They are as dogs, cherishing the Dravanians in the wordless forests of their minds, Every thought a fairy ring that vanishes by nightfall. Brandish these dragon scales when the outwatchers are near, and they will come. Okay, yeah, kill some dragons. That's a good way to get everyone's attention that I may or may not be lying. The king rat must die. Forskranoff finds himself besieged by the mighty Rat King and seeks an adventurer's assistance. We've got a rat problem, and if nothing's done about it now, we soon have a supply problem and a plague problem. There are no more content with the kitchen than the potboy is, and have a run of the outpost. They feed off our scraps, unwanted guests at a meager feast. See if you can have a good look around and roust up a few to slay. Excuse me. Astafor. Factual folklore. Astafor is eyeing you with interest. You the lad responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye, word travels fast in White Bryn Font. I gather you still wish to change Lord Drolmont's mind. If there's one thing I've learned about the man of my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? Well, that's easy. You serve the poor souls decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contained no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. It wouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you've a mind to lend a hand, why not wait a lurking mud puppy in Danafin Pass and take this bottle of vinegar? Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. Ah. So that's how it works. What? Level 36, level 34. I'm not doing you. You can be done off screen. Gentlemen. A few good men. Hey, Heliodor. A good commander looks to his men rather than his betters. Sir Gentlemen, one such knight seeks your help. A word, if I may, adventurer, as much as it pains me to say this, I must go to the gates of judgment, deliver a petition to Sir Marceline. Tell him we need reinforcements. The common folk are toil-worn from the constant skirmishes with the dragons, and the mood grows dark in the front. We teeter on the knife edge, and will surely fall. Oof, that's not good. On Snettle, cleaning out the dead. For some like the pushful Sir Onsen Nettle, an adventurer is not but a scullion for a task most macabre. Oh, adventurer, I claim your time in the name of the Holy See. Search the body downstairs for personal effects and deliver the lot to the gates of judgment. Here's a heretic in life, you need not be gentle. Usually we leave the carcass for the crows, but as you all know, there has been some trouble of late, and now we're told to rifle through these lousy pockets. Low work it is, and I leave you to it. You'll find naught but nits, I'll warrant. And first I must find the downstairs. I found the downstairs. Heretic corpse. Why are you just here? Squats. I'm sorry, what? Bots. Fucking bots. I guess the quest must be above me then. Rotting vegetables. No. I'm confused. Augury of Innocence. You feel beady eyes upon you. Oh no, bird, get the hell out here. And holy. 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 Done. Is this quest? Ah, there it is. An augury of innocence. When a chance to see a real-life heretic presents itself, how could an adventurer resist? Visit with Boyle and see what rattles his gauge today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mwahahaha! Do you see? Do you see the great dragons? Dravanius Mundi has risen. Bend the knee, bondsman, before our righteous conquerors. They sent you, I know. A slave or a servant. A slave or a servant. Those are the choices. So many voices. Shh! I must make an offering. Quickly, bondsmen, tell the slave Fertilo to send a fatted calf. I'm sorry, what? Fertile? Well, wants another sacrifice, eh? That crazy, unbelieving son of a troll, he won't shut up when he gets in this state. Makes these dungeons a living hell, believe you me. Here, just give him this dead rat. That'll keep him quiet for a bit. He does these rituals, you know? Bear turns the stomach, but anything for a little peace. Fertile. Bondsman, I see the thrall Fertile has prepared for us the fatted calf. The Dragon Lords will be most pleased. A dead rat. Even after death, its beady eyes glare at you with what can only be described as a deep-seated hate. Beautiful. Innocent? Shh, my moo cow. Don't tell them you're innocent. It's worse that way. O Travanius Mundi, accept this offering and let me be reborn in flames. Pine, pitch, pig's fat, dry brush, rock oil. Don't forget hair. Hair burns. But a little bronze rattle that he loves so well, that only melts. Mwahaha, that only melts. Whee! I'm sorry, but what the fuck? Fertile? Finally some peace. I tell you, some of these unbelievers seem normal enough at first, but they show their true face after the Inquisitors get to work on them. Let's not consort with them, that's in the dungeons, eh? Oh, got it. They get tortured into insanity. Fantastic. Hello, Patrick. Let's see. Any rats? A wharf rat. But this isn't a wharf. And holy spam. Away. Wee. Wee. Fantastic. Okay, any more vegetables? More rotting vegetables. Vegetables? Vegetables. Vegetables. There's so many ways to pronounce this one word. Wharf rat. Another wharf rat. One last wharf rat. Holy spam. At least it looks cool. Okay, search for signs of rats. I've searched for all the signs of rats. Bosquenet. Good and well. That's few of the vermin to get at our larder. They remain too numerous, however. There must be a large nest somewhere down below. Kill the king rat, and the common rats will lose heart. Something both we and the dragons know well. I've tracked the rats as well as I can, and they look to slip outside as often as not. There must be an opening that leads to the nest, somewhere outside the stronghold. Okay. One moment, though, I will accept this quest. Not you, I believe. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. So therefore, it must be above me. Oh, where else could it be, Creed? Maybe it's underneath all the rocks. Stairs. What is that? Ah, Charmine. Loves hard labor. Mega potions and high ethers, which Charmine the Cherugian seeks as an infusion for her ailing infirmary, but she will settle for an adventure instead. Ah, the poor soul. She has a betrothed, yet she will die without hearing his voice speak the words of passing. He deserted, you see, on the eve of a battle with the dragons. He now languishes in the dungeons. I cannot give her more time, not with such medicines as I possess at any rate. At the very least, take word to her love, Lawrence, that you might say such prayers as he is able. Okay. He's in the dungeons. Wrong way. Lawrence? What can an adventurer want with a man whose purse is empty and name besmirched? What? The words of passing? No, they said she was on the mend. No! If you have ever loved, hear me. There's something hid in the forest southeast of here. You shall know it by the sign. Take it to her, Cherugian, I beg you. Okay. Let's go, bird. We got quests to complete. Rats to slay, stuff to turn in, potions to dig up. A mud puppy to slay. Okay, where is this? Gotta be around here some. There it is, a rat's nest. Do. The rat. Oh my goodness, that thing's huge. And nothing that a bunch of rocks can't handle. Okay, on to the next thing. Lots of quests ready to be turned in. And I can kill this, grab this, go up here, and then come back. Efficiency. It's very important. Chinchillas! I have no idea why the chinchillas are aggressive in this. Chinchillas are just rodents that live in mountains. Water bottle. Another water bottle. Fantastic. Actual folklore. Destination. Dark cider vinegar. Oh, damn it. Come on. Hey, there we go. Do-do-do. Okay, kill this thing. Get its tail. Left tail. Mud puppy tail meat. A cross-section of meat sliced from the tail of a spotted mud puppy. The bone has not been removed. Bones! Oh yeah, there's a fate over here that if you can defeat, you get a pet. Granted, it's like a super hard fate. It's like a party fate. You can't do it without multiple players. I tried as a bard. I got one-shotted. Chemical concoction. What is this? A chemical concoction, a lavish blend of unnecessarily expensive ingredients based on a recipe conceived at the Alchemist's Guild in Ul'dah. Ul'dah medicine. Well, they do have an alchemy guild up there. Okay, let's see what's going on over here, huh? Shawnelo, how you doing? State your business. Here, a sack of effects, the worldly possessions of a heretic delivered from his sins. Ah, the leavings of unbelievers. Most excellent. You have served with honor. Let us hope there is to be found here a clue. Long have I hated unbelievers, but no more, for they too serve the Fury. If not in life, then in death. What ruth has Helone to grant them such a chance? Scale Greaves, I will take the money. Rubble Rouser. Oh, hey, Heliodor Ring. Aquamarine. Pearl. Garnet. Heliodor. Sir Shanalaw believes that removing debris is beneath an Ishgardian's dignity. A brother knight has recently explained your kind to me. As a sellsword lacks honor, so does an adventurer lack discernment. No task is too menial, yet no cause is worthy enough. I have need of one such as you. In their boundless depravity, the Dravanians have lashed out against the gates of judgment. Pawing at the rubble would be more than any true Ishgardian could bear, yet removed it must be. This shall be your task. Okay. After I complete this quest as well. Marceline, what business have you here? Speak quickly. A request for what? From White Brimfront. Weary, weary are they, cravens and fools. Tell Gentramont to take that knife edge and cut the throats of every knight who professes himself too tired to do his holy duty. Hang any peasant who dares plain over his singed pigs. Begone, ill messenger! Whitebrim Front will be fortunate if I do not reduce their allotment of supplies for this outrage. Oh my goodness. Heliodor! For the tank earrings. Granted, once I start being able to go to get poetics, amethyst, peridot, Goshenite. No, I'm a mind to take the peridot just so I can get that stupid ring out of my recommended. Adventurer, Ilderness ill becomes a man so hale. Go slay for his 5 battlelures that nest in these parts. The crusade consumes the knights of Ishgard, body and soul. To you shall go such moils as we cannot stoop to, but at which you have enjoyed some success, if the tales be true. Your presence is a part of Halone's plan for us. The Fury be praised! Okay. Rubble. Pick up the rubble. Whee! More rubble to be picked up. I shall pick it up. Hello, Snowstorm Gooboo. How you doing? Number 3. Number 4. It's so quiet. Last one. There it is. Okay. There we go. There's some tunes. It's the Chocobo music. Yay! And now it's gone again because it's nighttime and no music plays at nighttime in this game for some reason. Remove the rubble. The rubble has been removed. And I have to go kill some beards. Need to kill 5 of the beards. A battlelure. Aha! Do-do-do-do-do. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bird number 5. To kite you along over here. Simple enough task. Kill birds using a bird. Wow. How come I've never thought of this before? Last one. Okay. Now that that's done, these 2 quests can be turned in as well. The Gates of Judgment. Loan. You have served well, adventurer. The battlers eat heartily of the bounty of the Sea of Clouds, and this we cannot allow. The fish of that sublime sea belong to the noble knights of the Crusade, not to lowly birds and beasts. The Fury has given us dominion over all creatures of this land, and the Dravanians too will understand this truth. Give me the ring, I swear. Yes, thank you. Oh my goodness. Shaunalo? You have served well, though I fear the state of these gates is still disquieting. You should have seen them as they were, adventurer, not battered and wounded as they are now. The Dravanians are set on breaking my heart. My faith, I meant to say, with their assaults. They must quit this world. Give me the Heliodor ring. Excuse me, Shalino? Peridot earrings. That's just a straight upgrade. Sir Shenelo would have you perform another bit of gathering to aid the knight's plights. You look eager to serve, adventurer. Do not deny it. The fire in your eyes betrays you. There is something you can do. Slay the chinchillas that dwell near at hand and reap their fat. How many of the beasts? I see the task excites you. 4 of goodly size will do. Now be as my tiercel and hunt the chinchillas thither. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go hunt some rodents. At least I think I'm fairly certain they're rodents. Run, Fido, run. Use the dragon seal at the destination and slay Dravanian outwatches. Ah, yeah, that's right. Domino Nolan. Run, Domino, run. Let's see, get you. Get you. Holy. Okay, on to the next one. Chinchilla. At least it looks cool. And now I must return all the way up here. Fantastic. Damn you, rock. You have gotten in my way for the last time. If only I was a miner. Use the sledgehammer. Actually have terraforming in the game. Let the players just mine routes. Just mine shortcuts through places. Just drill through that, drill through this. That'd be cool. Granted, I don't think an MMO will ever have, like, that capability of player agency. Shanala, the cheers of the temple. Have you what I bid you bring? Yes, chinchilla fat. Chinchilla fat is often used by Ishgarian monks to create the tallow they use for their candles. This is most excellent fat and well pulled. I say you have some skill at dressing beasts. Once rendered, it shall be fortified into a frostbite balm for our chocobos. I'm sorry, I thought it was used for candles. Alone among beasts, the chocobos are to be honored. For every knight of Ishgard that has perished in the crusade, as many of the noble birds have died. None who witness a chocobo meet its end can fail to be moved. Chocobo! Give me the earring. Yeah, Peridot earring. Okay, and now I have to run all the way back down here. Fantastic. Now, what was the main quest again? Actually, oh yeah, deliver the tail. That's right. What with all those side quests done, I can turn on all these, see if anything pops up here. Giant seps. Oh yeah, that's right. There's like a really big dragonfly up there. Triple triad match. Lots of triple triad. Place is absolutely flooded with triple triad. Not that I'm complaining. The game's fun. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, so... Valinio. I have come bringing quests. Consequeno? That's the end of the king, is it? Well struck. We'll see less of the foul little things I expect. That said, sailors talk of rats abandoning a sinking ship, do they not? Perhaps I should more rightly take it as a good omen that the rats deign to stay in Whitebrim. Yeah, just a little. Hey, bird. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. Nope, here's a mud puppy tail. Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Any road, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila! Never seen a man cook steaks that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here and up above. Okay. Hey, you want a steak? You there, lad! Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. Here, have a steak. Yes, yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men, and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. Oberlin, we ought at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to death in this godforsaken waste. How about a mud puppy steak? The rubbery texture of mud puppy meat will ensure your jaws grow exhausted before your belly grows full. Is that a fresh cooked steak? Alone his blessings be upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Okay, last steak to be delivered up above. Ignomortal. Ever must we train and maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. Shut up and have a steak. You are a godsend, my friend. To a few appreciate the House Durandare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. Hey, I think it worked. It feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? Ah, but I've forgotten about the hard-working Cherugians at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. I'm taking the steak to Sonoda. She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Okay. I mean, I gotta go there anyway to turn in a side quest, so yeah, sure. Someone has a chocobo. I remember when you had to do a quest line to get your chocobo to be able to fly. It was cool. All chocobos can fly, don't you know? Ah, the poor soul. She still breathes, but... Adventurer, does he pray for her soul? Here, have an alchemic concoction. An alchemic concoction! A alchemic concoction, as costly as it is hard to obtain. You say 'twas hid in the forest. This bottle holds the truth of Lawrence's desertion. He ran that he might find it for her. And when he knew he was to be captured, he took great pains to hide it, knowing his pursuers would have simply destroyed it as a traitor's refuse. I cannot thank you enough for keeping faith in him. Now, if you will pardon me, I have a patient to save. Give me the ether. Also, here, have some steak. Beg your pardon, sir, but I'm busy attending to this man. I'll be with you in a moment. How about you eat this steak? What's that? Sniff, sniff. Come to think of it, it has been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. Knight's bread, raptor stew, determination, vitality, director, tenacity, vitality, skill, speed. I will take the knight's bread. Sid? The best invention. Sid would like to furnish the infirmary with a new alembic. But I have a word with you, brother. It concerns the Cherugians. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within, rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you. Impossible, even. Yet somehow I know it will work. That you do, Sid. Jump. Oh my goodness, I am getting quite hungry. But I have a dungeon I need to complete before the stream ends. I must complete the dungeon. Nice, right? You will fall by my magics. And my shorts. Come on, bird. You got an... Oh. Yeah, maybe don't walk right in front of its face. Continue to pelt rocks at it. Destination. Dragon scale. The diamond hard fire resistance scale of a mighty Dravanian. You hear an adoring whine close by. And holy spam. User Dragon Scout the destination Slay Dravanian Outwatches. That I did. Now I have to kill this last ice sprite. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, on to the next. Well, the next is complete the quests, but you know. On to the next. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get Astro. So close, yet so far. Ah. Excuse me. Valley, no. Mr. Lev Meat. Distributor. No, excuse me. Yep. Bot's gonna bot. Fossilene. Dragon minions are dead. Now, do you not feel like a man grown, with honor intact? Know that you remove one of the obstacles to the retaking of the stone vigil. I like the Dravanians to send their mindless servants to do their dirty work. We have the advantage over them, for all who serve Ishgard do so free, proud, and clear of thought. Yeah. And once again, I have a very happy mini-map. Well, I still need to clear out these leave mets, but I'll do that at a later time. Sid! How you doing? Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. Here you go. Ice Sprite cores. So cold, these cores are said to freeze the very air around them, making them perfect for cooling drinks on an especially hot day. Ice cubes! Here we go. What an amazing device, but is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I've no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it is as effective as he claims, it will be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder, where the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at cost. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as-yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptation proffered by these unbelievers. I have you know that I chose Halone. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. Complete. Quest complete. Sid. Influencing Inquisitors. Sid is concerned about Inquisitor Ghoulaim. Before we can persuade Lord Jolmont to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Ghoulaim that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Kurthus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Whiteburn Front. Share your findings with Alfino in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Okay. Joilant. Inquisitor Ghoulaim? Yes, of course I know of him. Alas, I have not seen him since the day he came to Whiteburn Front several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the Night's Watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I have lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end Inquisitor Ghoulaim rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe him my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. Ha! I'll be yours. Inquisitor Ghoulaim, I haven't the foggiest of whom you speak. Unbeliever! We have learned of your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you've hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you! Well, so much for choosing Halone. Patrick? How you doing? Under Inquisitor Goulam's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us. And then one outside. No, in here. Ostifor? The Holy See has decreed the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Halone's will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. Okay, Alphino, I gathered intelligence. What does that little mind have to say? Shiver. Maybe you should go inside. In case you have yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. I realized it soon after arrival, but paid it no mind as I had hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Die. Never mind, our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you have been busy making inquiries. Yes, that I have. It should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I'm beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained, brother. Mayhap they will prove insight into Inquisitor Goulam's motivations. Okay. Vino? By the lights of Ishgard, a level 40 weapon coffer. Something troubles me about that wounded knight's account. He claims he felt chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes? But the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we've arrived in Whiterun Front, I've seen no travelers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from north of the eastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. That way lies naught but a deep chasm. Assuming Sir Girolo is not misremembering, the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps would shed light on this mystery. Yeah, maybe. And in order to do that, I have to go down there. Let's see, will anything murk me if I just jump down? I don't see anything that will just murk me if I just jump down. Fantastic. Snow mound. And a fallen wyvern. The air begins to crackle with ethereal energies. Holy! What is in the snow mound? An Inquisitor's corpse. Inspect the corpse. Corpse has been expected. I must make my way out. However, I get out of here. This way. Yeah, this way seems to work. Doo-doo. For a minute. How you doing? Alphino! There was an Inquisitor dead, buried under the snow! You found something, didn't you? Oh, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Bloody Encyclical. The scroll contains what appears to be an official papal appointment to the opposition of Inquisitor. Given the contents of this encyclical, I believe you have just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Goulam. Newly come to Kurthus and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, for even if he were to behave oddly, he would dare question the wisdom of a PayPal appointment. Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an imposter, we have yet to discern his true identity, or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, brother, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Level 40 weapon coffer, let's go. Blood for blood. Alphino is determined to discover Inquisitor Gulaim's true identity. Since Lord Drolamont has already been turned against us, I fear that this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsements of two high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide testimony that supports our claim... Yes, mayhap that is the only way left to us. Confront Sir Julot with the evidence you discovered and see if it helps him to recall the truth of that night. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the Enterprise. Okay, the plot thickens. You remember what happened. Oh, you have returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask? Yes. What about this? The Inquisitor is an imposter? Don't be preposterous. That could not possibly be true. He is a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have me believe this is all a lie? Yeah. If you're so certain that your ludicrous story is true, then go and speak with Sir Prunilla. She was at the Eastern Gate that night, and she helped the Inquisitor carry me here. But I will never speak against the men who saved my life. Ah, Prunilla, huh? Prunilla? You! I do not believe I know you, sir. Pray move along and trouble me no more. Yeah, well, I know. Are you in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know not of it. Not at all. Out. I don't believe you. You're lying. You know, don't you? Fury take me. I prayed this day would come. When Sir Jovala gave chase, I followed close behind. He didn't fall. One of those Dravanian abominations lashed out at him, nearly killed him right then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy. What came from the dark was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family, secrets I had never told another. He said that if I kept his confidence, Sir Julot and I would be spared, but if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an Inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together we carried Sir Julot to the infirmary, and on his first night at Whiteburn Font, Inquisitor Gulaim was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women of good moral standing seized whilst in possession of draconian rosaries. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Drolamont, wanted to put an end to the madness, but then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats. And so I did nothing, until Lord Francel was accused. Some time ago I followed the Inquisitor and found that he had kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of Whiteburn Font. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skyfire Locks, as I hoped they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House Halionart, thus exonerating Lord Francel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. That is the entire truth, I swear. Halone, forgive me for not acting sooner. Aha! So you were the one that did the thing who did the inspection. That's cool. That's a neat little callback. That pile of snow wasn't there before. A snow mound. Let's see what's in the snow mound. A suspicious box. Let's see what's in the suspicious box. Present your findings to Drolamont. Okay, that seems simple enough. Yeah, I don't do that dungeon until, I have to deal with, Lady Iceheart. That's right. And I believe that's in the after story. Pretty sure it is. For the epilogue with the Crystal Braves and all that fun stuff. Drillamo? Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you 3 access to the Stone Vigil. Do not make me repeat myself. Well, what about this bloody encyclical and all these draconian rosaries? The brains of unbelievers and enemies of the Holy See. Goodbye, bird. These had better be a very good explanation for why you were carrying these rosaries. Where did you find this papal encyclical? Fury, take me. The Inquisitor is a heretic. Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale. But this evidence and your testimony could have no other explanation. I have misjudged you and your friends, brother, and for that I deeply apologize. I will permit you to enter the outpost. But first, I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. Sure thing, guy. The heretic, Amogus. Lord Drillmont requires your assistance in bringing the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Gulaim to justice. That thrice-damned heretic has murdered countless innocents and made a mockery of our laws. Hell's take him and his Dravanian allies. I'm told he makes for Snowcloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, brother. Together let us put an end to this impostor's heresy, once and for all. Sure thing. Whee! So close to the dungeon. I believe I kill this guy, and then I immediately gain access to the dungeon. And then when the dungeon's done, hey, I can finally make myself something to eat. Yay! Fantastic! Woo! I have to, the taste of fear. Triple Triad. Hippo Surfs. You don't actually get Hippogriff skin from them. You get Hippogriff skin from the Hippogriffs over here. Yeah. Do-do-do. Hey, sprites. Da-da-da. Piece of frozen water, Lancifer, Oridalic. Oh, Sebek. Since breaking its way into one of the Skyfire locks and devouring an entire family of refugees as they escape the flames of the Dravanian horde, the horrible Scalekin Sebek has been sought by the Knights of Ishgard to pay for its heinous crimes. Okay. Oh, I don't have my bird. Hang on. Go, bird, go. Latin. You missed. Oh my goodness. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Aha! Arrow 2. Oh no, that's just arrow. Ah, I must have level synced it down too far. Dang it. Yeah. Well, slowly but surely you'll be going down, Sebek. Reapply my dot. Fantastic. Move out of the way. Is stunned. Reapply my hot. There we go. The simple fight is simple. It is easy. Go, bird, go. Any second now. This is taking forever. Jeez. Oh, what I would give to be my bard right now. Being able to run circles, actually seeing this thing drop at a fairly decent pace. A Baratine Croc. Hey! Austerundare Knight. Good to have you with us, sir. When Lord Drillmont arrives, you are to confront the Inquisitor. If he refuses to go quietly, we'll need to use force. Are you prepared for that eventuality? That I am. Let's go. Water bottle. You needn't tremble so, my child. The righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Helone's halls. Only the wicked. But why? Why must I die? By all that is holy, I swear to you that I have never questioned the teachings of Helone. Inquisitor, release the maid and come with us. My lord Drillamont, what is the meaning of this interruption? You are aware that I am at present conducting interrogation, are you not? Silence, villain! I name thee heretic, murderer of Inquisitor Gulaim and countless innocents. You are a traitor to Ishgard, to your own kith and kin. Your sins are beyond measure, beyond redemption. What? Ha ha ha! Ah, grave allegations indeed, but you will find your logic is flawed. How can I betray that which I owe no allegiance? No, Lord Drillamont, my conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, can you say the same, you whose hands are black with the blood of those whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade? You speak to me of Ishgardian innocence? Ha! All are complicit in these crimes, for all live their lives by the Archbishop's lies. But I know you will not hear me, deafened by dogma as you are. If you desire retribution, Lord Drillamont, then come. Let us see how Ishgardian steel fares against Dravanian fang and claw. Dun dun! Inquisitor Gulaim. Here, have a dot, show the heretic no mercy. He must pay for the innocent blood he has spilled. Agree. Ignorant swines, you know the futility of your faith. Rotten meat. Ruined you, wormhounds. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Body slam. Do-do-do-do. And slowly just take them all out. Oh. Rouse. Magic damage and heal potency are increased. Well, back to you, I guess. You see, heretic, you and your allies are no match for the might of Ishgard. Because it's Ishgard. You're wrong, you are Ishgard. How wrong you are, Ishgard. I have been blessed with power far beyond your kin. Come, my brothers, grant me the strength to smite our enemies. Dragon's blood. Ghoulie aim. Oh my goodness, that's a big boy. I am reborn. Sure. Stand your ground. 'Tis but an illusion. Do-do-do. A wyvern. Spirit dart. A dragon sense before you, yet still you do not flee. Nope. Your magics have no power over me, heretic. Hey, a wyvern. Do go away, please. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Here, have a heal. Collapse. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, hey, a crit. Nice. You over here, good sir. No. No, it cannot be, but it is. Because you suck. All of your magics. You should have actually just stayed in Magic Man mode, but no. Oh, hey! Yeah, now all the dart dots are coming out. Yeah, we win. Fantastic. Oh, hey! Level 55, 56. One of those. My glamours dispelled! Your plans lie in ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely, for they will be your last. Cough. Wheeze! Ha! You may not recall the many guardians I have sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been repaid with blood, and for that I am content. My only regret is that you yet live. But your end is nigh, foreigner. The dragons within the stone vigil will rend you asunder, and when you are dead, White Brim Front shall fall. Dead. Defiant to the last. Leave the body for the crows. His ilk deserves not better. Dead. As he's still moving. Brother, I must apologize for involving you in this sordid business. You should never have been asked to intervene in Ashgardian affairs of state. Rest assured, I have not forgotten the matter which first brought you into our midst. It is past time that you were reunited with your airship. But this is not the place to discuss such matters. Pray visit me at White Brim Front, and bring your associates. Okay, I will do just that, Sir Drillamont. Finally. Oh my goodness. Let's go, bird. Ooh, those ones have different face masks. And they're green. That's neat. That's a cool detail. Triple triad, triple triad. The two things a triple triad here, dang. Oh, whips, that's a wall. The heretic Amogus. 327, making decent pace. 40, 36, 34. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Healer? Alfino, my boy. Where have you been, brother? The false inquisitor has been slain, has he? Yes, well, his was a tale always like to end in bloodshed. Though you have overcome the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments, I would ask you not to revel in your victory just yet. You can celebrate once we have secured the Enterprise! Yeah! In pursuit of the past, Alfino is eager to enter the Stone Vigil. As I am sure you will agree, it is past time we entered the Stone Vigil. Pay Lord Drillamont a visit and remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow anon. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Drillamont? We owe you all a great debt of gratitude. Had it not been for you, the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Ghoulain would still be among us, free to prey upon the innocent. I see now that I was a fool to dismiss your claims out of hand, but you must understand, it seemed too much to hope that the silence of the Seventh Dawn still lived. Say nothing of Master Garland. Never have I been happier to have been proven wrong. Well, it is gratifying to know that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. Now, if you have no further objections, we would appreciate if you would permit us to enter the Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Yes, of course. It is the very least I can do, given all that you have done for us. But entering the outpost is the least of your concerns, I fear. You speak of the Dravanians that now hold the ruin. Yep. In part, yes. I should explain. Shortly after you first arrived, I had my men scour the old records. They confirmed that an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at the Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we have been able to ascertain, it was still in their custody when the outpost was overrun by the dragons. Whether it was damaged or destroyed during the battle, I cannot say, nor can I give you any measures that it has not been removed in the intervening years. For far too long, the ruin has served as a Dravanian foothold in Kurthus. from which they have struck out at us with depressing regularity. Though we have pushed them back behind the walls, we have as yet been unable to drive them out, and I cannot say when that situation will change. Or how it will change. Forgive me, Lord Jelmont, but there is no guarantee that you will prevail. In any event, we have not the time to wait. We will secure our property without his guardian aid. Yes, of course, for I am Healer Man. I see. Oh, that may be for the best. I will inform Sir Nathan of your impending visit. May Halone guide you, scions! Yay! Hop, 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 hop. Speak with Nathan. Okay. In pursuit of the past. Almost there. You know what? I think I'll just save the dungeon for next stream because I am awfully hungry. Oh, how long has the stream been going for? Almost 4 hours. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, this seems like a good place to stop it. Once I unlock the dungeon, though. I have to unlock it first. And I can, like, teleport over here. Right? Get my rested experience bonus. Yeah. Nathalane? Thought it was Nathan. Hail, brother! Lord Jelmont has apprised me of the situation. You may enter the Stone Vigil whensoever you will. The Stone Vigil now accessible, yay! A new regular duty has been added to the Duty Finder and Duty Support. Fantastic. Thank you. Kurthus, Camp Dragonhead. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and this is the end of the stream because I'm absolutely ravenous right now. So, if you have enjoyed your time here, do the viewer things like follow, share, check out my Twitch panels for stuff. And until next time, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.